And we're back, and it's time to paint the final brushstroke on this canvas. Okay, so what? I just asked if you wanted to go out. Okay, dog wants out, hold on. Okay, back, but to show off the fruits of my labor, yeah, I've got everybody maxed out on level 99. That took actually super long, actually. It was kind of annoying. But everyone's level 99. Everyone's got a new weapon. I got, Simoso for Verso. I gave Mail the barrier breakers. That felt appropriate. Joyaro, I don't remember when I got this, but its stats are so good. Took a while getting some Resplendent, like Lumina for the Scavarim, which seems really cool. And yeah, Ranjusan, there are other weapons for CL, but like it's like a cool what is that style called? It's like a three-pronged nunchuck. What's it? I can't remember what it's called. But it's like that's a really cool weapon design. I'm picking it just for that. And I realized just how much I've been playing things wrong. Like CL is such a good support character. And you know, it's like there's loads of skills I've been missing. There's a lot of things I could have done better across this playthrough, but I unequipped everybody's like glass cannon build. I was gonna be more interesting, but like everyone should be pretty durable, pretty sturdy. I've maxed out everyone's levels and changed their skill sets to just like match these final weapons. So yeah, I could optimize better, but I think we're good with what we got. No one's got anything else to say. Like, there is stuff we could do, but I think we're gonna call it here. So we are all set to go. We're at level 99. We've beaten the major hidden bosses. There is apparently, you know, there's still a lot to do because there's like loads of like little places that I've passed by trying to stay focused, and like we could run through like every area again, but I think we're done. So we are going to head to Renoir, to Lumiere. Hold on. Actually, there's one thing I want to check real quick. Sorry, it's easy to get distracted. Where was it? Okay, we can just come into the back. I'm just curious. It's like, is there anything if we go back to where Gustav died? I'm just curious. Even though we saw a cutscene where they went back there. I'm just wondering. On the off chance there's a scene, or maybe if we find his arm, probably not. Okay, I won't speculate. Okay, they probably would have had a scene on that. Anyways, sorry, just checking something. Okay, so anyways, yeah, there's a lot more to find, a lot more to do. I never really found CL a good outfit, or a new outfit. But I've seen, like, what was it? The Danse outfit, which looks amazing. That'd be so perfect for Lune. But, I'm gonna end my side questing, binge, and we're just gonna go for the end of the game to wrap this up. It's not that I haven't been enjoying it. It's just like, I got other stuff to do. It's like I said with Simon. It's like, I don't have the time to give you the respect of a real fight. So, we are gonna make our way to Lumiere and begin the end. I mean, we should be able to stomp whatever is going to happen here. And I built people in such a way where they should be pretty indomitable. Maybe not foolproof, but at least there should be a challenge. Maybe. As long as my damage output isn't that insane. But, the thought process being, it's like, everyone should be able to heal up from anything. We'll get into it. It's just, we're not going to one-shot everything, yeah, I think. Unless, like, the level, like, being, like, 30, 40 levels above what's recommended here is going to make that drastic of a difference. But anyways, we begin.
Wait for us here. It's dangerous for you near Papa.
I don't know how long this ending is gonna be, but it'll probably take a while just by sheer dint of,
We'll have to move
you know,
fast.
wrap up.
I can't maintain them for very long.
Just expedition ghosts. They kind of look like the curator, or like no, like the like young boy, like those broken
Tomorrow
visages.
comes.
They're just not strong at all. Lumiere. Okay. The final assault begins. Damn. Oh! That was awesome. Sorry. I was like, alright, bring it on, you bastard. Oh. Okay, we're doing a set piece, so we can't pick up stuff. I'm ruining the momentum.
These expeditioners are glorious wreakers of havoc.
I thought he was going to say they're gloriously weaker. So I'm looking around in case there's anything. Because apparently Expedition 60 has their notes somewhere around here. Alright, yeah. Everyone's got like a regen, like, there's a lot going on here. Actually, that'd be a good move.
Not giving up.
Yeah, with Claire's life, okay, because I got everyone equipped with Claire's life, so, you know, everyone, if they're not dead, everyone recovers to full health. So using, damn, that's insane. Okay, sorry. Using Last Chance reduces you to 1, but then with Claire's life, you just go back to, go back to full. Beautiful. One swipe. 32,000 experience. You got this. Sorry, looking around. Again, I expect this to be a sweep, but I'm not gonna try and one-shot everything, in theory. I won't try, but then again, dominant strategy. It's just whatever our final boss is gonna end up being like, or whatever the line is, you know, hopefully just like a basic attack won't do it. Well, I guess we can test that.
Finesse and grace.
If I just missed every shot.
Maximum damage.
Okay, no ambiguity, because we're not doing like roulette or anything, so it's just sort of like, you know, straight damage. Everyone's got a pretty good crit rate. I realized, you know, it's like a lot of mistakes I made across the playthrough. We've gotten through a lot, but there's definitely things I could have done differently and better. I could have experimented with weapons more. I could have really refined Pictos to make everybody, like, you know, particularly unique. Like, everyone should have had a specialization, and I kind of, like, made everybody an all-rounder. I mean, like, for the longest time, CL was my damage dealer, but now it's like, oh, I really see how Mayel is perfect for that because of the Virtuoso, and I really ignored that, because I only really built her up on, like, dealing burn damage. There have been better ways I could have used Lune in her crafting of, like, really figured out, like, the math behind a perfectly normal trash can. Sorry, like, even we can still interact with that. Like Lune, I could have done more to, like, figure out how her stains worked and, like, really planned around them. Verso, I think I did him perfectly. Monoko, he really is a good, like, you know, buff giver. Like, he's a good passive guy. And CL is, like, a great sustain. So there's a lot of things I could have done better in hindsight. But, you know, we got through it in the end still. So, you know, it's like, there's things I could have done better. I could have optimized. It's what I do in Dark Souls. I find holding patterns and I stick to them. But in the end, we still made it through. So, you know, I can't complain that much. Nice. I was gonna say, wait, which way is the right way then? Wait, no. That's where we went. This is where we started the game with Gustav, right? I don't know what way's the correct path, but I suppose it doesn't... Energizing powerful. Gaining 2p on applying powerful. Wanna go? Come at me, bro. I'm not dealing with that. Just watching it go. I'm gonna start looking around. Where we started the game with Gustav. Again, I'm surprised, like, we never got Gustav back, like, earlier on or something, because I thought it was weird that it's just sort of like, send the reserve team and it's only 2, which I guess makes sense. Like, it is just like a last resort. You don't need a full, if you had 2 full teams, you could probably just like brute force your way through everything. So having like down a person makes more sense, but I'm just still surprised. Or, like, I at least expect, like, maybe there'll be a 6th party member that will be active. It's like, I guess not. Not a complaint, I'm just surprised. That one kind of looks like... Oh, yeah. Let's say it kind of looks like Vercel. Okay. Yeah, we are definitely... Latiso? I'm just curious what that is. Attack consumes all shield. Oh, cool. +1 shield and counterattack. Base attack gives 4 perfection. Okay, that's kind of cool. Anyways, sorry, there's lots of weird synergies. I feel it's like in, you know, Elden Ring with certain, like, trying to find the word, with certain, like, mimic tears, just, like, some weapons, like, that's an insane effect. It's a shame, like, it gets beaten out by, like, Duliso and, what was the other one I used for... What? I was gonna say, yeah, like, we got, like... Okay, no, that looks like Gustav. You got one that kind of looks like Lune. Lythesion? I'm just curious. We're not changing weapons at this rate. During Moon, all allies have greater rush. Oh, cool. Yeah, like, CL is such, like, a good support. She can do damage, but that should be second to, like, her applying buffs. And, like, you know, she's got abilities to, like, give your ally, like, an immediate turn or double their damage. Like, God, why didn't I use that across everything? I go, you survived. Nope, no you didn't. Even if it weren't maxed out, like, the experience is so negligible.
What have we here?
A thing we're not going to use.
He's at the tower.
Yes. My own.
Isn't it beautiful here? Her paintings are always astonishing. Yet I wish she would understand. Understand what? Just what it means for me to paint. What do you mean? The boy has gone silent. Like what it meant to Verso when he did his painting. Because I'm thinking about it, it's like you look at like charging stun, hitting a stun target. Ooh. But you know, it's like you gotta look at what Verso liked to draw. Like he liked to draw like, you know, like a detailed world of fun creatures like Minoko. I was wondering, it's like the Gestrels, like, you know, it's pretty obvious now. It's like, oh yeah, like they're brushy, like, yeah, they're brushy heads, they're pointy heads. It's like, oh, they're like paintbrushes. But it's like, but why? Like, they were toys. But I also think it's like, well, wait, they were models. Like maybe Verso used like characters like Minoko or like, you know, the various Gestrels, like tall, like large and small characters. Maybe those were his posing models that he used or like created to like use as reference material. It's just like, that's interesting. But like, you know, he, you know, but even if that was the case, he like not anthro. Yeah, am I not anthro? I'm trying to find the right word. Like he gave personality to his toys, to his models. Yeah, anthropo. Jesus, I can't say it. Because I'm also not trying to do... Okay. Hold on, I'm looking around.
Good stuff.
That loops just around. Nice, whoever did that. So anyway, sorry, I trailed off because I'm just thinking. But you know, he gave personality to like his models, his toys. Like he created like worlds with his imagination, and that's what painting meant to him. It's like this world that he created, but then like his mother came around and like, you know, tainted it by painting over his creations, corrupting it. And then his father came in, also like tarnishing it with like things for, you know, things to fight and monsters. And just, like, they are ruining his art. And then you got, well, Alicia, Mayel in here, and...
Time to end this.
Oh, Verso gets a turn. I mean, we can just go right in with Steel Strike.
For Oblivion. Good stuff.
Oh, you can see, like, the trails. The two blades. That's cool, like, you see, like, the shadow of the blade. God, that's a mean ability.
Not looking good.
Oh, you're fine. You just recovered. I don't know why I never used that sooner. Augmented counter 3, 70% increase in counter attack damage. Like, we're still getting pretty useful, like, upgraded Pictos, even this far in. Like, it's like, there's no turning back. I guess there's turning back, but, you know, we don't really need to. And I don't want to mess with, like, the, you know, increase the difficulty or use the challenges on, the flags, because just, like, I don't know what number that could be. It's like, limit my damage output. Limit my damage output, increase their health by, like, up to 100 times. Lumiere has suffered much damage. There's something in the water. Ask Escape bring it to the surface. Looks like a log. The Journal of Expedition 60. A legendary expedition known for its unorthodox tactics.
William, Expedition 60. They mocked us when we said the human body is the strongest of them all. We trained relentlessly, and now our bodies have achieved the pinnacle of human performance, with which we are able to crush our enemies. We are so much more agile and aerodynamic without the heavy uniforms constraining our glorious muscles. With Leslie's unstoppable training regime, we are impervious. That's how we were able to charge through that ghostly Gamage barrier and reach the Paintress.
Damn.
But it seems we've been wrong about what she is. The Paintress is just as trapped as we. The real terror lies beneath the monolith. The rest of Expedition 60 marched on to confront him, while I was tasked to warn.
Sorry, I just read ahead.
But it seems I might have run out of time. One last swim separates me from Lumiere. But even with my mighty muscles, I don't know if I can outswim the Gamage. So here I write my final message. Bare naked muscles will save the world. And don't waste time on the Paintress. Aim for the bottom of the monolith.
Well, we know that now. Jeez, no wonder Expedition 60 is such, like, a meme and is so popular. They got there in the end. Sorry, ever since release, I've been seeing, like, memes of, like, Expedition 60, just sort of, like, buff people, like, walking towards the Paintress. And it turns out, like, they got that far on sheer, like, brawn. And it's like, that's insane. But also, they were smart enough to realize, just like, we made a mistake. And the guy was swimming back. He might have made it if the Gamage didn't get him first. And so his log washed up all the way into Lumiere where nobody saw it. That's insane. Yeah, I know people have joked, it's like, we need an Expedition 60, like, DLC or expansion, even a full game, and there is talk that there is DLC coming, so it'd be very funny if they just did a full-blown Expedition 60. Just like a whole team of let me solo her people. Okay. It looks like a visage of Rousseau playing the piano. So sorry, there's like been word about Expedition 60 and all that. Man, I wonder... Okay, sorry. And if they're badass enough to go, like, fight and, probably all died underneath the monolith, but they tried, damn it. Yeah, the Shadow Boy playing piano. The Shadow Boy.
Ooh.
Did we already get a Lumiere? Okay, or is this a new one? Maybe it's even the song he's playing now. But, the Shadow Boy, Verso.
Nevrons from the Axon Islands. What are they doing here?
Like Axon's their Papa's creations, not Claire's. Prepare for annihilation. The dance begins. For Gustav.
Useful.
So we're making our way to the bent Eiffel Tower to confront Renoir.
Prepare for annihilation. This will hurt.
Nope. Stab. I didn't expect, like, the things leading up to Renoir to be a challenge. Whatever he's gonna be, RPG style, he's probably gonna have, like, multiple, like, layers. Probably like a 2-3 part boss fight.
Interesting.
Nice.
I wanted to give everybody like combo attack, but kind of it was very expensive and not really that essential.
Good stuff.
Might as well fight everything.
Energized.
This will hurt.
Sorry. Just seeing if there's anything else worth picking up. Healing stun converted to chroma. Oh, cool. Pictos already own, so if you find, you know, a lower level Pictos, you just get it in chroma.
Almost there.
Mael,
Let's go.
Resolve. It's just now the question is, well, we'll see. Maybe I should continue. Maybe I should continue. Continue what? Forever. Forever. The boy has gone silent. And I wonder if maybe that's the... maybe... I wonder if the Shadow Boy is, like, the actual, like, piece of Verso's soul that's in here. Like, this is, like, you know, like, the actual manifestation of his soul. Either if it's split up across the different ones we've seen, or if, like, that is just, like, the central piece that he's, like, popping around. Like, that's, like, the real Verso. And just, like, in conflict with himself. Meanwhile, like, you see, like, since everyone else in the family is intruded on the stream in some form or another, they are also, like, you know, the other shadow people we see of them are just sort of like, that's their fragment too. But it's his that is the most prominent. After all the mess that's happening, I was the only one curious enough to make the journey here. This place is sad. Mayal, she's got this. Mayal, I also always saw memes about, like, you know, Mayal, being, like, the DPS queen and everything, that she was the nuke, and I didn't really appreciate that until it was too late. Because just like, what do you mean? CL's really cool, and what about Verso? Oh, I get it now. Thanks for the distraction. Now let me sell you the real goods. Full strength, 25 increased damage on full health. Oh, damn. Balestrum. I'm just looking. That's kind of cool, like it's a spear. I kind of hope, like, maybe there's going to be an update or, like, an expansion or something. There's got to be, like, a guest role. Maybe it could even be this guy where it's just like, here's every shop in the game pulled into one thing so you can get all the items you need faster or something. So you don't have to, like, go across the map trying to track things down. I don't know. I think that'd be cool. Oh, it's a paintbrush. That's very fitting. Sorry, I thought it was a spear. And I like, you know, it's Mayel. She's not holding it, the brush out. She's using the brunt of it. Okay. I'm not going into this, like, final stretch optimized. I'm just going in it thematic.
Papa is somewhere past the gardens.
I was gonna say, a Clair Obscur.
Good stuff.
Oh, or what did I look up? No, Clair Obscur. I even looked up, what do those words mean? Clair, light to dark, obscure, what was it? What was it, transparent? I'm trying to remember. So, you know, it's like, it's fitting that it's just like, it's, you know, about painting. It is like light, dark, the off color, and
much longer.
Ned, we need to defeat them fast.
it's a big area. Sorry, I'm getting distracted just talking. We're not going to need anything we find at this point, really, but, you know, we're an expedition. Let's explore. Whoops. I did think about that. It's like, maybe when I go into this fight, I just will not, like, hit the buttons on time at all. I'll just let them pass and just, like, not, like, increase my damage output. See how it works. I thought about that. It's just like, if I don't do max damage, then we'll see. I thought about that. I can limit my damage output by just not interacting.
Prepare for annihilation. Prepare for annihilation.
I mean, we still do loads of damage. Nearly 200,000 damage on not doing anything. Don't know if that'll fly with the boss, but one of Renoir's big creations getting in our way one last time.
Energized.
Alright, we'll rip them up.
Good. Prepare for annihilation.
Oh, lovely.
Trust me, I'm like, well, we're getting quite a bit of color of Lumina. Maybe I should know. We don't need to, like, mess with any more Pictos. I was going to be clever and, like, give everybody, like, end everyone's Luminous number at 333. But then I misclicked on, Mayel, and it's like, ah, damn it. Okay, never mind. I'll just spend what I got.
The dance begins. I'm ready.
It was just sometimes. Gradient fighter attacks, increase damage with gradient attacks. Ooh. That's a new Pictos. Okay. I mean, that'd be really good with Gomage. I was wondering, because, like, I was looking up Clea and her boss fight. She's weak to, like, light and void damage, and,
Father's been extra inspired.
A most enticing challenge.
let's find out. But sorry, I was looking up Clay, and it's like, okay, she's weak to light and void damage. The Gomage attack is void damage, so maybe sorry, I was thinking, so it's just like, that's why I did like 5 million points of damage to her. Gomage was just like the strongest, like, you know, base attack we got, and then it also did you know, weakness damage. So that's just what like tore her apart. Sorry, Minoko, you haven't had a chance to play, like, at all. Faster than strong. Always play twice in a row, but deal 50% less damage. Huh. Well, we don't need that, but it's interesting. So that's just, like, the one you can use if you don't, you know, if you can't beat Sprong.
Nice.
Papa's over there. And the chroma we need to bring back Lumiere.
Even I can sense him.
We'd better make sure we're ready.
I mean, I think we're good. We got this. Okay, final battle. Hold on, I'm gonna let my dog out real quick just so she doesn't, like, interrupt in the middle of it all. So, hold on. Back in just a moment. And we're back. My dog didn't go out at all, so I'm sure she'll interrupt later. Anyways, she didn't want to move. She's napping, so she didn't want to get up. He's here. Doing what needs to be done. What I can't do anymore. What you can't do... I think I know where this is going, though. For my sake and theirs, the boy has gone silent. I have a feeling this is Verso. Again, like, this is the real fragment of Verso, and he's, like... He's feeling the guilt that the family is fighting over him like this. And even he wants to let go. So that's going to clash the real Verso's feelings with what Mael really wants. So, let's find out. Let's hope this isn't a complete stomp, so I can give it some reverence, but I don't think... I shouldn't complain. A stomp is my reward for doing everything I've done. I spent, like, so long, like, grinding. Like, my playtime doubled just, like, in this end game.
Papa?
Alicia.
Please. I just want you to understand what this canvas means to me.
I do understand. I know how powerful and intoxicating it is. How deeply attached we can become to the worlds we pour our hearts and souls into.
Metaphor.
I was enthralled, and it nearly killed me.
Doesn't mean you have to erase Verso's canvas.
Child, do you think I want to? After all the sorrows we've endured, do you really think that I want to destroy this last piece of his soul?
Don't.
But if he doesn't,
Life
everyone will
is
still be obsessed
forcing
with it.
moral choices. We do what we must.
Grief often blinds us, and we make choices we can never take back.
You grieve for two.
I grieve for many.
The choices of parents leave indelible marks upon their children. But ultimately, the voices in their head have to be their own. You cannot set the boundaries of their life for them.
After the fire, you wanted me to find new joy in life. And I tried. But I couldn't. Verso died because of me. How do I get from that to joy?
Child, it will get better, I promise you. But this is not the way. Your friends speak truth. And it changes nothing. You can hate me. But that's a choice I must make.
I know where
As
this
your
final,
father,
like,
I must
the final choice this game's gonna lead to, and it's gonna suck.
Especially when you can't look out for yourself.
You treat me as if I'm still 5.
I treat you as if the shadow from the worst day of our lives is going to suffocate you and take you from us too! Enough. I said enough.
The problem is, Verso knows he's right. Or at least he is agreeing with him. But one way or another, we gotta get him out of the canvas first. Here we go. I was wondering... Well, we've already beaten challenge version of him, so this should be pretty simple. I guess it never occurred to me, it's just like, oh, why is there like a curator boss fight in the challenge room? Oh, because he's here. Okay, well, where do I begin without just like completely stopping him? I guess we're gonna stop. Steel Strike! Yeah, that's what I expected. I kind of want to stall. There's no way I can.
Not giving up.
On one hand, I wanted to, like, it'd be really cool and thematic if, like, we used up AP and then, you know, finish the fight with Gommage. Yeah, no, it's over. Well, I did this fight in the... Okay, phase 1. I did this fight in the challenge room, so... Serene rescues Renoir. Okay, so, a couple of tears.
Stop this insanity. It's time to go home.
I do love a challenge, but this is beginning to irk me.
Fuck. He keeps regenerating.
I'm sure this boss fight would have been so badass if I wasn't like this.
She can't.
Did Mom come back?
Mama.
You're going to kill yourself. It's too soon for you to return to any canvas.
I don't want to be like kaiju fight between Axon and Paintress. And now there's the dog. Just give me a second. Giant woman fight! Well, now the Axon's distracted. Verso's hesitating, Mayel is not. We're getting there. Okay. Again, I know where this is going to end up leading us. Renoir summons the Disrende canvas.
This selfish Aline.
Time for me.
Okay, so we just boosted. Okay, hold on. Again, okay, I told you the dog's gonna want out. She wanted to keep napping. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, back, sorry. Okay, so, no, we don't need gradient attack for Almighty, because we're already on Almighty Mask because of the... we probably should use Shakapate Fire, but we'll do the Duelist Storm. Yeah! Jesus Christ, Monoko. What's he gonna do? I'm guessing we shouldn't have been able to do that so fast. Unleashes his power. I was gonna say, okay. We didn't get many of these, just like these special like cutscenes for finishing bosses. We haven't had one of those since the Duelist, I don't think. And so it ends. Sorry, Renoir. Didn't mean to punk you so hard, but
was the one who saved me when I lost myself in a canvas.
So he's experienced this before. He's been in Alicia's, Mael's position before.
She taught me how to safely use our gift. How to soar without flying too close to the sun.
Wait for that hand to just smash down on him.
We painted hundreds of canvas worlds, pushing the very boundaries of creation. And she never let me forget that every day we spent here has a price. Yet, here we are now.
So trust her. If she's doing this, then...
I trust what she taught me. This is not a game. You think you know what's at stake, but you don't.
I know precisely what's at stake. You want control. You want to feel like you're doing something.
So do you! Okay.
You want to save us, except you're not. Destroying the canvas won't help us move on. It'll just deny us the one place that helped us feel again.
67 years. 67 years I spent trapped within the monolith. But I persisted. I persisted. Do you know why? Do you know why I cannot leave her or you behind? This is what I see every day. I cannot spend another day with living corpses. Since the fire, our family has crumbled. Aline in the canvas. Clair, fighting a solitary war. You, a living ghost. Verso's death broke us. Want it to be fixed. I need it to be fixed. I cannot lose you too.
Don't you see? That's how I feel about them. I can't lose them either.
It's a metaphor for escapism.
It was too much. Papa, see? I've lost so much.
We both lost so much.
Papa, I don't want to lose you either. I'm not leaving you forever. Just a little longer.
I want to trust you, but
The temptation to just keep going to the painting, to keep staying in the painting, is too strong. Oh, come here. Now you want back out? Hold on. Just let me get to a moment.
keep the light on for you. I hope you find peace. Hold on to each other.
Is that him exiting the painting on his own? Or did his body catch up with him? Either way. Sorry, I see where this is going, and it's gonna be rough.
Verso,
I'm sorry.
The end. Reach the end. Just a mix of... I'm just curious. Okay, we can't go back. Okay, the dog wants out again. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to just get this done, and it's distracting. Hold on. Okay, back again. Sorry. It's a nice day, so the dog wants to stay outside, but I don't want to keep her outside, in case it gets like really hot. So okay, and so I don't want to just like leave her out there while I'm distracted with this. So, Verso, it's time to stop painting. It didn't look like there was another option, so I'm not sure if I just, like, wrote myself into something, or if that's what we were supposed to do. What? Sorry, I don't know if that came up on the recording, but then my dog barked. It's like, well, what's wrong? Oh, the cats got too close to your food, so you're chewing them out. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't see any other options. I couldn't go back. Verso talking to curator, the curator Verso.
Tired of painting, aren't you?
That's what the visage was telling us.
shouldn't be able to be here.
Lammont's gift.
Why did you run in? It's dangerous for you here.
Exactly.
See things as they are, not how you want them to be.
What?
You lied to your father.
No.
You saw it too. But he wanted to believe. You're going to die here. Why don't you just leave? You can always come back.
The moment I leave, Papa will erase this canvas.
This is not worth your life.
What life? My life of loneliness in a shell of a body, with no voice and no future.
You're my El. No matter where you are, you don't need this canvas.
But everything I want is here. Here I have a chance to live, Verso to live. Up there I merely exist.
Life keeps forcing cruel choices.
Stop quoting Papa!
It's time to stop painting.
Verso! Papa also said, hold on to each other.
This one's tough, because I know where this is going to end.
I'm sorry.
And we have to decide the fate of the canvas. Fight as Mael, fight as Verso. It all comes down to this, because, yeah, the problem is, and this is like the hard decision, and because, okay, you got Mael, and it's like, I don't know where to begin with talking about the feelings about this, because you got Alicia, Mael, in this world, like, she has, like, a body, she's got family, she has, like, and after this, now that she has control over the chroma, she can repaint this world however she wants, she can bring back Gustav, she could do so much, she has, like, an existence here, but it's escapism, and she's getting lost and absorbed by that escapism, and yes, her body is, messed up, and she's alone and guilty on the other side, but again, this is all a metaphor for escapism, where it's just like, yeah, escaping into a world that means so much, and, can inspire you, and, like, let your creativity, like, you can forge things, but it's but the problem with the escapism is if you get lost in it, you reject the real world around you, where, even indulging in escapism has its consequences. And it sucks because, like, Alicia just got such a raw deal and now has to, like, harbor this. Whether her family really blames her or not for what happened to Verso, she can't escape the thought that she is at fault. But, and so she wants to hide away in here. But like what Renoir was talking about, is like, the impression is like there's temptation to go back, to always come back. You could leave the canvas, you will always come back, and you will just eventually lose yourself in here, like, I did in my own thing. And, it's seeing, like, the broken family as, Alina pulled Renoir out of, like, his escapism at one point, and he, started their family and everything. But now she's fallen down that same stupor that he recognizes and, knows how it feels to be lost in escapism and doesn't want to lose more family to it. unfortunately, because, well, why destroy the canvas? Why not just let Verso's memory live on here? Because there will always be that temptation to go back and to keep tampering with it. But Verso is still is trapped himself in this. His soul cannot really rest until, his family can move on, until, like, they can leave his, I'd say leave his canvas alone, but they never will. So it's got to be destroyed just so Verso can finally rest. And the problem is then you got Painted Verso, who's got like a whole different thing. This is not his world. He is living the memories and like the despair and the problems of like the guy he is, the person who's already dead. And even he sees like, who knows Verso better than Verso? Verso, who is trapped here, who is like, doesn't want to see his family get destroyed because of him. Doesn't want, like, he saved his family. He sacrificed his life to save someone in his family. He does not want his, family to destroy themselves grieving over him. And they can't stop grieving until they let him go. Even if it means, like, destroying his art. It is a tough decision. Like, this is gonna be heated discussions, but I've got to lean, and I feel really bad because I care about this world. I care about Lune, Ciel, Eske, Monoko. This world, I wanted to see it thrive. That's the whole reason I played through this game, was to save it. But, and not even because just like, this is a fictional world, who cares? No, because it matters, It's just sort of like fiction and like art can like have a profound effect on you. It can be very real, and that doesn't but there's a real world around you that you have to be a part of. And that does not even discount or disqualify anything about it. It's like, again, it's like, well, there's a real world, so it doesn't matter how real art can be. It doesn't matter as much as the real world. Well, in a sense, because it's like you should be taking that art, the art that inspires you, that inspiration, and then doing something new and creating, more, making the world you live in better by taking inspiration from art that you love and like to escape to. And it sucks because maybe that's what Alicia really should be doing, is that instead of holding on to Verso's memories and keeping him, instead of like trapping Verso, she needs to move on so she can create art that would have made him proud and everything. It's just a thought. And that's what sucks, is because like I care about this world, but if it means it gets destroyed, so, Mael, so Alicia can finally move on, so Verso can rest, so this family can actually start to heal. Maybe it is worth letting it go. It sucks, but we're fighting as Verso. And trust me, I wonder if we can go back, but that's my first instinct. I have a lean, and it's Verso. And I feel bad, but they need to move on.
Prepare for oblivion.
Sorry, Mael. Our drafts can collide. I'm only now understanding that, like, when it says Renoir's drafts, it means, like, his started painting, his tests. I did not even piece that together until now. Like, when they say drafts, they just mean, like, they're unfinished pieces. Sorry, Mael. Alicia. You have...
Don't do this. Don't leave me again.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, huh? You've got this incredible power to paint. You'll never have to suffer a life you don't want. You're okay.
Sorry.
You're okay. You're okay.
I know you're grieving just as much as the others. That's why you gotta be with your family to process it. It may seem like they blame you, and maybe in some cases they do, but you got to all grieve and heal together so Verso can be at peace himself. He saved you for a reason. Again, like, that's the way to phrase it, is like, Verso sacrificed his life for his family. He does not want them to destroy themselves over him. That wasn't the point of his sacrifice. As much as it hurts. Because this doesn't feel better for Verso either. He's got to sacrifice everything he created too. Everything that he's going to lose everything he wanted as well. But again, who knows Verso better than Verso?
I will miss you guys.
If anyone has a right to care about this world, it's Verso. And if he's willing to sacrifice it so his family can live. And I know the problem is, it sucks because it's depriving everyone else of the world they wanted and the lives they wanted back. I was going to say, the first time Ciel gommaged, she seemed at peace. This time, yeah, she can't forgive him. On one hand, I think they both understand, but it doesn't make them feel better that they are getting erased. Because that's what sucks. Like, usually I'm very much just like the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. But in this case, it is just sort of like, but it's like,
It's okay.
Mael will die in here. And then what will happen?
Verso.
Again, I don't feel good about this. I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm just like, that's how I'm rationalizing it. It's a hard choice. This one's tough. Epilogue. A life to love.
Miroir du temps, nos histoires.
Sorry, adjusting my chair a bunch.
Dans le creux de nos mains, deux mondes se dessinent. L'un peint de rêve, où le chagrin s'efface. L'autre nu et réel, où notre deuil prend place. Au lendemain non écrit, sous les étoiles, où tout commence, rien ne finit.
They say no Clair. Oh, there she is. Sorry, I was about to dismiss her. It's like Clair, that like...
Les liens restent éternels dans le dessin. Toi le vierge, horizon lointain, peignons ensemble les couleurs de demain. Au clair obscur, œuvres infinies. Chaque pas trace la route d'une vie. Au lendemain non écrit, sous les étoiles où tout commence, rien ne finit. Dans l'étreinte du destin,
That's up. Sorry. Dog wants out again, but I'm trying to finish this up.
les liens restent éternels dans le dessin.
Oh. Okay, sorry. I think I just let my controllers... Well, it's only been a couple of minutes. It shouldn't even shut down on its own. I got like a new controller, but I also got like a new battery pack, and like it is not that good. Like it dies really fast, and it seems like it disconnects the controller all the time. Alicia had to sacrifice a lot for this. That's the unfortunate thing. I appreciate, like, what, you know, Alicia is losing. Like, the life she's lived in this other world. But there's stuff she can do for the people around her still. And, you know, again, you know, do good by Furso, even, like, in this world. Sorry, just wrenching. I'm sure, like, there's got... Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. Sorry, it's such a heavy emotional weight. A game by Sandfall. They, for, yeah, what? The studio's first game. Oh, look at the little house on top of the top of the Eiffel Tower. I just noticed that. But for being Sandfall's first game, goddamn, they made something, like, immaculate. Like, their first game, getting voice actors from, like, Reddit and not telling them what to do, and you gave some high-profile characters in it, or high-profile people in it, across 5 years to make something that looks, like, amazing at under full price, at a time where, like, AAA games are just, like, increasing their prices to, like, $80 now, which is only going to get higher. And then you got this. And also, like, you know, turn-based combat that gets to phases of just sort of like, oh, turn-based is outdated. There's nothing interesting about it. It's just waiting around. And yet, they turned all of that into this. Such a powerful, like, powerful analyzation of, like, escapism, creating art, and, you know, what it means to be a creator. And it's so good. Sorry. Not to skip Sandfall. I'm just curious. Because I want to jump in. I want to see, is it just, like, we can go back in and try for, like, Mael's ending? I just want to see what that is. Like, I'm just curious. If I had to choose, 1 out of 2, no take-backsies, it's Verso's ending. Because, like, again, it's like, I appreciate, like, I've definitely been in that position, just, like, the escapism, and, like, you know, but it's that escapism that you can take and then try to, like, just looking. You, like, the escapism you can take and then, like, try to do better. Okay, sorry, I got really confused. Okay, but, you know, it's like, escapism is, like, very important. New Game Plus, like, Dark Souls 2 style. But, like, escaping gives me important to, like, just, like, you know, help you process things, help you grow and change. But then you gotta take that and then apply it to the real world. Because getting lost into escapism, getting obsessed with, like, you know, either getting too obsessed and lost in the things you create and then, like, never moving on from that, or, you know, getting lost in someone else's creation and not being able to move on because you keep tampering with it or keep trying to, like, just, like, make it everything, or, like, make it your whole personality, make it everything about you, is dangerous. And as much as it sucks, as much as I don't want to see this world go, as much as I care about the things and people in it, like, in the, you know, there's other people, like, for Alicia, for Mael, like, there is people that are counting on them right now, and they need to be there for them, so not only can they get through their turmoils, but so Alicia can grow from her own. So, I hate to say it, like, again, it feels like when you go with that, the knee-jerk reaction is just sort of like, oh, what, so you think, like, you can't be swayed by story? Like, no, I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying it's important how you get changed by fiction, or how you can be inspired by it. But you can't let that absorb you, so you can apply that outside of the fiction. Again, like, I'm sure if I looked online, there's, like, loads of debates about, like, how, like, between Mael and Verso, and I'm sure it's heated and, like, very, very aggressive and toxic. But that's at least my initial reaction. Okay, hold on. We probably got to fight through the final bosses again. I'm going to get back to the end, and then we're going to try Mael's ending, because I'm just curious. I want to see it. So, hold on. Okay, back. Okay, I was worried for a second because, like, oh, maybe we can just go refight Renoir again. Like, it's, nope, we can't. Oh, shoot. Now what do I do? I guess I could look up the ending, or... But no, I looked it up online. There's actually, like, oh, I can go to a previous save. And turns out, I didn't even realize previous saves could scroll. I didn't realize we had that many save slots. So, luckily, I go, like, oh, I can go back a few, and went to this one, which turns out to be right at the point of the decision. So, cool. Okay. So, we don't even have to fight Renoir again. So, time to stop painting. I'm probably going to skip the cutscene, but... yeah, we'll skip this and we'll just get right to Mael's ending. Decide the fate of the canvas. Fight as Mael. Because I'm curious how this looks. I can imagine what it looks like, but I want to know. Yeah, because this is going to end badly for Verso. Last chance. Mael's got 4 turns in a row. I just realized... it doesn't matter now. I just realized, it's like, wait a minute, when I go below 30% health, and I got the one where it's like, play immediately after going below 30%, whatever. It feels appropriate. Sword Ballet feels appropriate, but Gustav's homage, that's what Mael is really fighting for, is Gustav. Our drafts collide.
Thank you. Stop him from painting.
Don't say that. Please.
Please, listen to me. Only you can do this. You can do this, please. Unpaint me. Unpaint me. Please. I don't want this life.
Stop saying that.
I don't want this life. I don't want this life.
He doesn't want to keep being the object that this family fights over.
I just wanted to live this lifetime together. This lifetime that was stolen from us. Please. Please.
I don't want this life.
Again, he just doesn't want to keep being puppeteered by this family so they can feel better. It sucks, it's tragic, but like that's why my lean is towards, you know, giving Verso his rest. But anyways.
If you could grow old, would you find a reason to smile?
Epilogue. A life to paint. Now that Mayel is kind of like the strongest thing in this world, even if the others come back, if they're even able to, she could just shunt them out again. Renoir and Alina, they will not have their power to like fight her off anymore. This world is Mayel's now. Verso's soul is now just a captive here. Sorry, I'm not trying to badmouth Mayel. It's just sort of like, no, that's kind of how it reads. That is like the, you know, consequence of this. Whether it's what she means to or not, that's what's happening. Oh my god. Sorry, I go, is that a repainted little Verso? That Pierre, was it? Or is that... Sorry, no, maybe I misunderstood. I don't feel bad about seeing them again, but... I'm trying to remember who that kid is. Sorry, I thought that was Verso for a second. But, hold on. Yeah, and that stare just say, just like, I should be happy, but I'm not completely happy. Oh, sorry, that's not the piano. Maybe that's like Lune's kid, or kid. When didn't they say she had a younger sibling? I'm trying to remember. That's Verso. Sorry. Hold on, I'm not answering that right now. Just a second. That is ominous. Sorry, you can't look at that and say that's the good ending. Jesus Christ. Okay, it's just like, yeah, now she's the real new Paintress. She is the one who rules over this world. That is not her brother. That is not for Zoe. That is a puppet she has strings on, or she's pulling the strings on to create this life that even she knows is not as perfect as she wants it to be. I'm sorry, it's like, Jesus. That's her just like sinking in and just like, you know, she's never going back. She will not leave this painting. She will die in here. She will be lost into her escapism. I feel so bad, but that is how it's going to end for Mael, for Alicia. Sorry, like, even if they kind of frame it as more tragic than I thought they would. I thought it would look more idyllic, but I suppose even the, you know, okay. Anyways, sorry, I should go take that call. Hold on a second. Okay, back again. Sorry. Okay, we can wrap this up. So I'm just curious on Mael's ending and doing some quick reading. I just ran to like a random Facebook group, and that's just filled with arguing about the endings. Just like being a real man is realizing Verso is in the right. It's like being a good person is realizing that Mael's in the right. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, it is heated as I thought. And there's a great write-up. Hold on. I saw it on Reddit and I just read through it. It's just like an amazing like breakdown. Let's see. Hold on. I just had it up. The Bee Sovereign on the Expedition 33 Reddit, just like had an incredible breakdown of basically the whole game in just like this massive write-up. But, you know, talking about like the Jesrande family and just sort of like what the accents represent and everything. It's like, I'm not gonna just go over their points. But anyways, yeah, again, I've said it enough. I got my lean. As even though the Jesandres like aren't really that good of people, it's like they are still grieving and they are going to destroy themselves. And Mael is just going to get lost and, you know, destroy herself in this world anyways. All the while she's just puppeting Verso, like a fake version of her brother, and just like torturing his existence just so she can feel better about herself. And it sucks, but the way she'll feel better about herself is leaving and accepting and trying to move on and trying to find a way to be happy in spite of it all. It is such like this whole story about grief and, you know, loss and everything. And it's been on my mind, but it's just like Jacob Geller released a Expedition 33 video. I've not watched it yet, but he's like one of my favorite like video essayists, and it's like, ugh, God, I gotta hurry up and finish this so I can watch his video, and I'm sure he goes into that, so that's something I'm looking forward to right now, so I'm gonna wrap this up and watch that video. But anyways, but that's just how like I feel in the end, and in the end, Expedition 33, an incredible game.
Swimmer! Here we go!
I'm just looking around. Anyways, so Expedition 33, incredible game. Just like, oh hey, there's a thing over there. So I didn't go close to Lumiere just because I didn't want to like mess with anything, but because I figured we'd fly towards it and just get wrapped up into it. Color of Lumina. Okay, figured. And there's the bounds of the world. That's as much as has been painted. And I'm kind of realizing, it's just like, was this all Verso's canvas, or are all the canvases connected in a way? I'm trying to think, because it's like, you got like Renoir who created the accents, you got all these like, yeah, anyways, I'm getting distracted. I'm just interpreting more. But anyways, with that, Expedition 33, how was it? It's incredible. Like, this is game of the year for sure. Like, I'd be if something else comes out that can rival this, it'll be like a phenomenal year. But like, there's so much there. I know there's so much left to do. Like, there's like running around to different things. I don't think there's anything really that's worth a fight, but you know, there's still like locations, costumes, like optimizing, like more stuff to find. But you know, we've hit the limit, so we're gonna wrap it up. But yeah, it just like, there's so much here. Like, I could go over so much. Like, the game starts so unassuming and simple, you know? It's like, Lumiere, like, your first hour, like, spending in Lumiere just, like, sets up so much. And then when you're playing as Gustav, it's just sort of like, oh, just, like, the scale is so much... Like, the scale seems massive, and yet it only gets bigger. There are so many paradigm shifts to, like, playing as Gustav. Again, I'm surprised he never came back in some form. I thought, like, maybe there's a way to resurrect him. Maybe there's something they can do. Maybe there's just, like, some MacGuffin that can do that. Because, like, Gustav has, like, skills and talents and stuff hidden away. And as you start unlocking stuff, it's like, oh, maybe we're going to unlock more. No, he's gone. He can't be repainted because, you know, he's just, like... a mistake in this world, kinda. Like, all of this, like, the fact that there's vibrance and life and all these stories in this world is kind of a mistake. It's kind of like a, you know, just sort of like an unintended consequences of this, like, this fighting. The world fractured because of Aline and Renoir's fighting, because he's trying to keep her out of the hole that she dragged him out of at one point. And it's a shame that, you know, they're tearing themselves apart. They might not even really get better in the end, but this is their closest chance they have at trying. And it's a shame. It's sad. Like, anyways, sorry. So, just processing it. But, like, there's so much to this world. And, like, the scale, like, the traveling, like, the different layers, like, great combat mechanics that mix, like, turn-based combat and makes in, like, Persona, Pokemon, Paper Mario. No, not just Paper Mario. Mario RPG, Final Fantasy. It just, like, mixes so many things. You'd think you would make it, like, a jack of all trades, master of none. But it does so well in every regard. Like, the game looks phenomenal. There are some visual glitches. It is a little bit wonky at times, but it still runs pretty succinctly. You know, there's very, like, it visually glitches out sometimes when it's cutting scenes or, like, pop-in or something, but it's not that bad. Like, it is so inconsequential that it's, like, that's not even, like, that doesn't even mark a point off. Like, the few graphical and, you know, graphical and buggy issues that it has, non-issue, not worth even bothering talking about. Because everything else is just so good. Like, the characterization, the depth of the combat, like, the absurd depth of the combat. Like, probably one of my bigger complaints, especially as you, like, get stronger, there's gotta be a better organization way to do this. Like, it's like Pictos. Okay, we need, like, this kind of sorting with the Pictos, and we need that with the Luminas. Like, there is not enough, like, customization with trying to, like, sort out the Luminas and, like, you know, to sort out the Pictos. Like, it is so hard to find stuff. We just need, like, keyword, like, we need a search bar with, like, to find keywords in Pictos, because, like, they get really hard to sort. A lot of them look the same. Like, even the alphabetical, some things you might be looking for just get lost in the shuffle, and even the alphabetical, like, does not help, like, sort things out. So we need, like, more customization for, like, finding Luminas and stuff like that, or, like, maybe for, okay, anyways. That's kind of one of my bigger, my most substantial complaint, really. It's just, like, it can be a little overwhelming. The world is huge. Also, maybe, like, an impression of, like, when you're flying near, like, the Sprong or something, can you get, like, a, you know, a warning, or, like, if you walk up to an area and it says danger, can it give you, like, a level recommendation or something, just to, like, give you an idea? Because that can happen where it's just like, I'm gonna explore a little bit, and it's just like everything around you is, like, way too high level, and there's, like, no idea when you could beat it. And then you get far enough where it's just sort of like, well, I forgot about this, so I'll go back now, take it on, and then it's trivialized. Which, that is a consequence of of things happening. That's not really the complaint. It's just, like, I'd like an impression of just, like, you know, what I need. Like, if flying up here, it's just like, well, when did I fight this thing? At, like, level 70 or something? It's just like, well, maybe this should, or 60 or 70. It's like, well, what's this? Let's just fight it. And then you do, like, your strongest attack does, like, a 100th of its health, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know about this, because you could Dark Souls through it. That is the thing. Like, even if you're not just looking, because even if you're not, like, you don't have the optimized gear, or you're not, like, really upgrading your stuff properly, if you can just Dark Souls through it, you could do that. You can just like master the parry timing or dodging, and you know, there's the risk reward to that. I like that a lot. Parrying is more risk reward. It's like, it's, you know, dodging is, you know, it's got a more generous window to, you know, keep yourself safe, to avoid damage, but you don't gain AP. Meanwhile, if you parry, it's more risky. It can knock you down, but if you can parry everything, you deal extra damage, and you get, like, more points so you can do more damage on your turn, or, you know, do more stuff. It makes, like, the combat very, like, frenetic. You know, there's so much variation and variety, and even if you can tone that in, it's just sort of like, well, I can use these Pictos to, like, fix the thing I'm weak at, or, like, now I'll gain AP on dodge, or then it's like, or then I can gain more AP on parrying, and stuff like that. It is, like, the amount of variation and like the customization you can have. And again, like I kind of realized, like, I say I made mistakes, but I won in the end, so obviously I didn't. It's kind of like the very Dark Souls mentality. It's just like, use as many or as little as the mechanics as you want. As long as you win, that's the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter if it's inefficient. It doesn't matter if it's like kind of stupid. It doesn't matter if it's broken. It doesn't matter if it's like underpowered or underdeveloped. As long as you win, that is the goal. And that, in the end, yeah, we did. We won because I made like inefficient, even though I made inefficient glass cannon builds, even though I could have done like better on some aspects, still, we won in the end. And I do kind of really want to go back to like fight Simon. He's like the only replayable boss, weirdly. But like go back, fight Simon, and try to like actually like master him. So very tempting to do. So, but with that, sorry, there are so many like interesting characterizations here, and just sort of like everyone is so like nuanced in little ways. Like CL is like, you know, seems like such like a, well, not carefree, but like a, like, you know, I'm trying to think of the right word, but you know, she's storied, and yet she still is kind of like, you know, you know, she still can be like friendly and happy, but she's gone through so much, maybe more than anyone else in the main group outside of herself, but you know what I mean, out of the like Lumiere, you know, locals. But it's like, that's what makes her so interesting, and like, you know, and there's so much like implication about like the character or like the relationships. Like, it's hinted early on that maybe Lunay and Gustav had a fling at some point. Then it's kind of hinted, it's like, well, maybe Lunay and CL also like had a fling too, or like a little tryst. But then as you, I don't know if you could, because I've seen people say it's just like, yeah, I romanced Lunay. It's just like, is there a way to do that? Is it just because I talked to CL first, just because she was like left or right? That's the why I did that. But like CL and Verso were like such a good match together, but like they handled that relationship respectfully in so many ways. Like even when CL wanted to call them off, like they still had fun together and they still cared for each other. And you know, Verso respected those wishes. And I'm wondering how it is with Lunay. It's probably like, because we saw some things, like Lunay and Verso actually have like a lot of like little like interests in common, and kind of like similar, like feeling the weight of the expectations of their families, in very different fashions, but very similar feelings. But like Lunay is just sort of like this calm, collected, inquisitive person, but yet still is like very like level-headed, relaxed, and you know, just like, she comes out. And Mayel and Verso are obviously like the big highlights. And you know, we've gone over their dynamics enough. I'm just sort of like, Mayel, even before we knew the truth about her, I'm just flying around just to do something. But before we knew the truth about Mayel, it's just like this young kid who just is like nihilistic about the world, and is just like so like fed up of just like sitting around that she just wants to act. Doesn't matter what will happen, not even really concerned if she fails and dies. It's just like, I gotta get out of here because I got to try, because it's better than just sitting here. And then we find out the truth around her, and how she's just sort of like, you had Alicia live a second life through her, and like, you know, lose Verso again in the form of Gustav, and, you know, and now kind of like, again, I thought it's like, well, Alicia and Mayel kind of look alike. Maybe this Verso guy and Gustav are related somehow. No, they're different people. Not really, because it's like they do look similar, because whether intentional or not, or maybe even by Mayel's influence, even when she didn't realize it, you know, Gustav kind of is like a, you know, timid, or like a more timid and like mild-mannered version of Verso. So it's like there is a lot of connecting tissue to there. Who knows? Maybe that's even why Verso like let him die. Like another reason why it's just sort of like, I don't feel good about you being around here. They don't really address that, but like that is just like a theory, idea. It's like there's so much to the characterization and this world building, like the gestrels and like the, just like there's so much. And like so many like phenomenal like backgrounds and like settings. Like they're just like early on when you just got like locations that are just like, you just got the locations that are just sort of like pick up a music note or something, and then that's all it is. Like this clash of like different worlds come together, just like filling out this world in a very scattered way. But that's just because there are so many people fighting over this painting. I was looking. I can't remember. Did I fight this bee tank or something? Did I go into the manor from the store? I think I did. But, you know, it's filling in the blanks. There are so many subtle things about, like, fleshing out this world and what that means for the Desandres and everything. What it means for Mayel and Verso. Did we find everything in the manor? I'm just curious. Or at the very least, did we find every door? All right, we looked up here in Aline's garden, I think this was. Anyways, sorry. So, you know, it's like there is a lot to this world. And again, it's a shame to see it go. But yeah, I think this is Verso's room because you got like gestrels. Again, I think those are his models for like his painting. His trains. That's why Minoko is at like his station, you know? It's like his favorite gestrel toy is at a train station. You know? It's like there's so many layers to that. Like, and I'm very curious just like starting a brand new game. A game like this, kind of like in Dark Souls, I don't like playing on New Game Plus because like I'd rather just like start over and then just like rediscover things. Like start from scratch and like, you know, feel like the power dynamic and like, you know, try to do better. Oh, there's one door we missed. It looks like only the one, but I gotta get in there and find out. Kitchen, library. Or, wait a second. No, this is where we found Mayel at the beginning, or when we first came to the manor. It's like, even compared to the other rooms, this one's very dark. If this was maybe Alicia's room, or something. Okay, hold on. I gotta look up. I gotta open up this last manor door. Sorry, this is dragging on for a long time, but we know. Just a second. I'm looking it up, seeing if anyone's got a quick answer here. Okay, so I'm looking. Okay, apparently it's in the Frozen Hearts. And there are, so we'd have to go through like a whole location just to open it up, so never mind. Sorry, I'll leave it at that. But anyways, so you know, there's so much to like this world and like these characters, and it sucks to let it go and to let like, you know, effectively let this world die. But it's also for Verso's sake, to let him rest, to finally let him have peace. And You know, again, he sacrificed himself for his family because that's what he wanted to do. He did not want them to destroy themselves over him. And whether they'll be even all right in the end or not is really up for debate. But it's at least an attempt. So anyways, I'm trying to think. It's like I could probably ramble on way more, but I think that's it. Like, I got my fill. Like, what? We were in this for like 40, almost 50 hours. 47, 11, and again, a lot of that time I spent off camera grinding, maybe an excessive amount, but I go like, I'm so close, let's just break 99, you know, like, and I could have maybe done it more efficiently, but it still worked in the end. Finishing this off at the end of June. I put this down for like a couple of weeks because I meant to like work on other stuff. But, you know, again, I got obsessed. I was obsessed with this world and like intrigued by it. But I've got to let it go so I can move on with other things I need to do. So I can work on my own projects, play other games and experience new art. Like, you know, that's your metaphor for you. It is just sort of like, I love this world, but I gotta let it go so I can create my own, or like create my own work, or like check out other creations and experience a new life. But this game has given me ideas, has inspired a lot, has like, you know, a great message on creation, what that means and what you can do and what it's like to create. And what it means to create, what it means to grieve, and what it means to let go. So, I feel like that's the best note to end on. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and all that. Oh, sorry. I really need a drink. I've not had a drink in like 2-3 hours. With that all being said, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and all that. This is Timmara, signing off. And thank you for watching me play Clair Obscur. Expedition 33.